Chalo, jaldi karo, start. And I looked, that guy had gone off. He'd gone for a cup of tea.
Oh shit.
When that was over, I came down and I said, Navroze Dhondy,
You're gone.
in 1 week at Lintas, you are going to be sacked because it took a long time for the damn thing to start.
Right.
But I must say, hats off to the CEO, hats off to Alec. Though he could have very easily screamed at me and, said, he screwed up.
Yeah.
But you know what he said? He looked at me, yeah, I screwed up. I forgot my cue. I screwed up. Yeah, and he said that.
Amazing.
So, you do need to sometimes be honest.
Owning up the
Owning up
Yeah.
to the mistake.
Yes.
It's not easy, especially if you're
boss.
the boss, the boss's boss's boss.
Yeah.
So since then, because I was just 1 week in the business, every time he would come to Delhi, I was then made in charge of him.
Okay.
Which is a great thing for me because I learned so much.
Yeah.
Interacting with him, the way he managed meetings, the way he made presentations.
Right.
A lot of people think, I've really absorbed a lot of him.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying that because I think you absorb the good things you learn along the way.
Yeah, certainly. Navroze, that was a very interesting story where you had suggested your client not to spend money for Avanti Motors. That's very interesting. Who would do that? Yeah.
So, Mr. Jamshid Desai, who was the MD and the CEO of Kelvinator,
Right.
great brand, Kelvinator refrigerators. They launched Avanti mopeds, and they called 14 agencies for the pitch. We were the last. I was Karishma, branch head over here, smallest agency, unknown agency, and there was the Lintas, HTAs, contracts. Everybody was there. We presented at 10:30 at night, and my first comment to Mr. Desai was, "Sir, I have come for this presentation, but I will just show you one slide." And the slide said, "Please don't advertise." He said, "Are you being very clever, very funny? I hope it's not a very funny comment. I don't like such jokes." He's very, very shrewd, sarcastic. He just cut me into bits. I said, "I don't like such jokes. You better be serious." So
You're
said,
here to present, better present. Yeah.
So then I said, "Okay, sir, I will not say a word now. I will just show you 15, 20 slides." And I showed him how his bike was being sold and serviced. And it was pathetic. They were being sold in refrigerator outlets, one bike parked between two fridges.
Right.
Some bikes were parked, outside in the veranda.
So you collected these pictures?
Yes, and I sent my team out to different small towns and big towns and to collect these pictures.
Yeah.
And I took photographs, and the next 20 slides were the service center was next to a gutter. The service center board is upside down. I said, if this is the way you're going to sell and service your bike, I'd rather not do your advertising because you spend 3 crores and you won't be able to pay it to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have the money now than later because you can't pay it back. Your brand will die.
Man.
So there was Mr. B.K. Srivastava, who was the head of the business, and he was really upset with me. कि तुमने क्या कर दिया? मेरे boss के सामने. I said, "Sorry, sir. I'm very sorry." He's a dear friend even now. He's a very dear friend, and he got very angry with me. But then Mr. Desai called me to the room and said, "The account is yours."
Because you were
Because we were
honest.
just honest about it.
But there's a huge learning for everybody. It's not only just the billing. It is about the honest opinion so that the relationship grows.
Because if you betray that trust once or twice,
I know.
Okay, once could be a mistake.
Correct.
Could be judgmental,
Error.
Yeah. Could be something which you didn't see.
Yeah.
You can make mistakes, and I'm not perfect, and no one
Nobody
is perfect.
does.
I mean,
nobody is.
I remember when Surf had the Lalita ji campaign. Remember?
Lalita ji. Yeah.
Bhai Saab,
हाँ.
Samajdari. Remember the campaign?
Correct. Kavita Chaudhary.
Kavita Chaudhary.
Yeah,
Correct. She was the model.
Yeah.
And there the agency forced the client to run that campaign. Forced it. And Hindustan Lever was a very research-driven company.
Right.
Research said she's too aggressive. She's not like a typical housewife. She'll piss off people. The women won't relate to her. So she played Lalita ji. She was 21, 22 at that time. But she looked like a mother of a 8-year-old kid.
Correct.
Ravi Bete, thik se tolo, very stern, no nonsense.
Right.
And then she gave the story. सर्फ की खरीदारी में ही समझदारी है. And that went down as a campaign in the history of Indian advertising.
Right.
Why? Because the agency stood its ground.
Right.
Sometimes you say no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you insist.
But when you look back, and I'm sure you feel so happy and satisfied because your contributions are immense. That's the beauty about this business.
Yeah, that's the beauty of our business, that we actually are in a position to influence things.
Correct. Tell me how you brought in Amitabh Bachchan into Lloyd. That is a very interesting thing, because getting Big B onto this brand is something.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Big B is Big B. I mean, he is the most recognized face in the country.
Yes.
So I was talking to Nipun, one of our long drives back from Delhi to Gurgaon.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned to him, in passing, that I've been thinking about Lloyd air conditioners.
Right.
That you are in the air conditioning business.
Correct.
But do you know that more than 65-70% of hospitals in India don't have an air conditioner?
Seriously?
They don't. Not even in the OT or in ICU.
God, man.
So, I mean, can you imagine doing surgery in a small town with your sweat dripping, and India is a hot country?
God.
So, Nipun was quite surprised by that, and he said, it's a great idea. Let's do something about it. And we just thought about, contributing and giving back to society.
Right.
It just so happened by coincidence that Nipun's son had a problem while he was in school in Pune.
Okay.
And he was rushed to a hospital, a local hospital on the outskirts of Pune.
Okay.
And when Nipun went and saw the conditions in which that small hospital was surviving and giving treatment, including to his son, it just sort of came back to him and said, hey, Navroze had told me about this. And I think it's a way of the good Lord telling me.
So he's seen it firsthand.
Firsthand. He experienced it firsthand, what we were talking about in the car.
Right.
So then that whole thing got further, I would say accentuated.
Right.
And we said, if Lloyd wants to give free air conditioners to hundreds of hospitals who don't have ACs, who better than Amitabh Bachchan to promote this and to talk about this?
Yeah.
And he himself, Amitabh Bachchan, has been through so many hospitalizations himself, including at Cooley when he was punched in the stomach and he was rushed to a small hospital.
Correct.
So when he heard the script and he heard the idea, he was really touched.
Yeah.
And he said, fine, let's go ahead and do this partnership.
Right, right. You have a great connection of Allahabad with Amitabh? Yeah.
Well, Amitabh is also from Allahabad. He's, I think, the most famous Allahabadi that the world knows.
Two Allahabadi sitting and...
जहाँ बोल दिया हम इलाहाबाद के हैं भैया, अरे अमिताभ बच्चन.
Oh, भैया.
Oh, भैया. So even at the shoot or even during meetings, and suddenly we would sort of break into that same lingo.
Right.
हाँ भैया देख लो भैया देख लो ठीक से देख लो ना ऐसे. So the others would be a little surprised. ये क्या हो रहा है? ये कौन सी भाषा है? And I remember Amitabh had come for his elections.
Okay.
In '84.
Okay.
During Rajiv Gandhi's election time.
Okay.
And he won the seat from Allahabad.
Correct.
My parents were there, my in-laws were there, and they all supported him. And so he has a certain family connection in some form or the other.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and his parents and he had come to my grandfather for his photographs.
Oh, yeah, your grandfather is a great photographer.
So my grandfather took his photographs as a young kid.
Right. Took
his parents' photographs on the anniversary and other events.
Right.
He saw his first movie ever in a cinema hall called The Palace in Allahabad, which is owned by my father-in-law and my in-laws. So there's another cinema connection over there.
Cinema connection with Big B.
So he still remembers The Palace. He says, yeah, that's the place I saw Charlie Chaplin and Lauren Hardy and all those movies as a kid. So there's a very strong Allahabad connection.
Right, right.
So one day in the 1990s, when I met him after a long gap, we were all standing over there. And he was getting a little bored, and I could see that people were just asking him stupid questions. I wanted to break the monotony. So I just stood behind somebody, and I could see he was looking here, he was looking there, very bored.
Got it.
Yeah. So I said, भैया सिविल लाइन तरफ देख रहे हो का? चौक की तरफ देख रहे हो का भैया? अरे कहाँ देखा तो? And he sort of leaned over the crowd and said, लगता है यहाँ इलाहाबाद के कोई है. So then I moved
मेरा भाई है.
So then I walked up to him and said, Mr. Bachchan, Navroze here. Of course, he didn't remember me. Then I reminded him of the Allahabad connection.
Right.
Oh, yes, of course. And he's a very polite man.
Yeah,
he will never say no.
Correct.
So we got chatting and we were speaking in Bhojpuri and everything else. And good fun. So even recently at the shoot also, I was narrating him a story. And he has a great sense of humor.
Yes.
You know, and he acknowledges the fact that he's great, but he also is very humble.
Very humble. That's the great quality of कहते हैं ना कि जो फैला हुआ फल वाला जो पेड़ जो झुकता है, that's exactly his right example.
Yeah, absolutely, and he has given so much fruit to all of us to savor.
And he doesn't have to show off to anybody.
No,
he has nothing to prove to anybody now.
You know, when I was going to meet him this time for the Lloyd shoot, my regular taxi service guy didn't come.
Achha.
So there was a delay and I was getting very hassled about being late. I didn't want to be late.
Because he is very punctual.
He's very punctual.
Yeah.
So I said I have to be there on time. So forget my regular guy. I just jumped into a yellow and black cab at the airport. And he drove.
Right.
And while driving, he almost hit one guy.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
And this driver, you know, let loose the choicest ones in typical यूपी देहाती भैया का सुना के पूरा उसने 2-4 सुना दिया। तो मैंने सुना कि ये तो हमारी भाषा है पूर्वी। तो कहा भैया कौन जिले के हो? तो स्टार्ट ड्राइविंग इस कार ना लुकिंग एट मी, हम इलाहाबाद के हैं। अच्छा, हम भी इलाहाबाद के हैं। अच्छा, लुकिंग एट मी के कौन है, सूट वूट पहन के आया है इलाहाबाद से, यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं आप? मैंने कहा आए मिलने एक और इलाहाबादी से। अच्छा, किससे मिलने आए हैं? हमारे भाई इलाहाबादी
भैया से,
अमिताभ बच्चन जी, सुना होगा नाम तो। हाँ वो आता है पिक्चर में आता है। टोटल मैटर ऑफ घर की मुर्गी।
घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर।
हाँ वो आता है पिक्चर में आता है। And I told the story to Abhishek. And Abhishek cracked up. He said, "Oh my God, this is so funny." And I must tell Dad about it. I said, "I told your dad also about it." And he was laughing away. हाँ देखो ऐसा है ना नवरोज, इलाहाबाद में सब सोचते हैं अपने आप को अमिताभ बच्चन। Which is so true. You know?
Yeah, totally.
So that's the beauty of the man.
Amazing guy, great. So you have been somehow connected to sports, especially cricket. What is this cricket connection with you? Because that gets reflected in your work too, mostly.
Yes, actually, I'm blessed. I always say a big thank you to the good Lord.
Yeah.
That if you do what you enjoy,
right,
and enjoy what you do,
yeah,
you're not doing a single day's work in your life.
Superb.
You know, and cricket has been a strange kind of bond.
Yeah.
Right from a very early age.
Yeah.
My uncle, who lives in Bombay,
okay,
was the captain of the Indian cricket team.
Wow.
In the 50s and 60s. And he almost died on the pitch because he was hit in the head by a bouncer.
Who is that?
This is a famous left-hand opening batsman.
Let me guess. Is that Mr. Nari Contractor?
Correct.
Oh man.
So
he's a legend.
That is where the again the genetic disorder has sort of come through the bloodstream.
Okay.
But yeah, it's still a passion, a madness.
Right.
And one fine day in 1993, I come back from my meetings in the evening at Thompson.
Right.
HTA, now JWT.
Yes.
By 6 o'clock, most of the guys would leave.
Yeah.
So as I was coming in, the receptionist was leaving and said, "Navroze, there are 2 gentlemen to see you. Please meet them. They've been here for the last 1 hour."
Okay.
I had no idea who they were, and there were no mobiles in those days. So I just walked in. Suddenly, both of them get up and they introduce themselves.
Okay.
And who are they? Mr. Vineet Jain from the Times of India.
Okay.
And Mr. G. Krishnan, who was the CEO of Aaj Tak. So at that time, Times had set up a new division called Times TV.
Okay.
Which has then become Times Now and everything else.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So at that time, in '93, they bought the rights of a cricket tournament from Mr. Jagmohan Dalmia for the Cricket Association of Bengal.
Okay.
Jubilee Cup.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they had gone to so many sponsors, including big boys and Pepsi, etc. And everybody said, yeah, karenge. But 1 week before the event was supposed to start, all backed off.
Oh shit.
All backed off. I still don't know why they came to meet me. I asked this to Vineet, I asked this to GK, and they still don't know why.
So there's a divine design.
Some design somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, they came to my room, we got chatting, and I said, how much do you want? And in those days, 3.5 crores.
That's it.
For a title sponsorship.
Superb.
So I said, the only person I can think of is the Hero group.
Okay.
So from there, I called up Pankaj Munjal, who used to look after Hero Puk.
Right.
I called up Mr. O.P. Munjal, who used to look after Hero Cycles, that is Pankaj's dad.
Right.
And I called up Mr. Brij Mohan Lal, who was the Kata Dharta, the chairman of Hero Honda.
Correct.
And I went to meet Mr. Brij Mohan Lal, and I took both these gentlemen with me. And you will be surprised to know that the reaction, the instant reaction of all three of them, especially Mr. Brij Mohan Lal, was super idea.
Great.
And I said, sir, let's do Hero Cup. And Hero Cup in 1993 was the first ever globally broadcast tournament with TWI quality footage, camera work, brilliant. And Doordarshan went on strike because they were threatened that somebody from outside is going to come and produce it. And the first match of India versus Sri Lanka in Kanpur was not telecast because of a strike and because of a problem. But yet we didn't allow any of that to deter us, and Hero Cup became legendary, where India won the cup.
Yes.
And Tendulkar bowled that last over.
Yeah.
And he actually saved India the blushes, and it was a memorable debut, I would say.
Great.
With cricket.
How did Wisden come to you?
Another divine intervention.
Again.
Yeah. I think it's all, sometimes, you don't know what the grandmaster over there is planning his next move for you. You don't know.
Correct.
I just resigned from Percept, and
this was
the year 2001.
Okay.
I had a 3 month notice period, and I was just quietly, contemplating what to do. Like I said, I was setting up strategies, and all of a sudden I get a call from a friend, Manik Davar, who publishes Jet Wings.
Okay.
Jet Wings.
Yeah.
Manik called me up and said, hey Navroze, I'm calling after a long time, and a friend of mine from the UK is launching the Wisden magazine, which I am publishing.
Right.
And they want to do something with Wisden in India.
Right.
So they are coming to Delhi, and they don't know anybody in Delhi, and I only know you. Just meet them, have a cup of coffee or whatever it is, and have a chat and see how it goes.
Being a yes man you are.
I never say no.
Yeah.
So I said, sure, let them come.
Right.
Finally at 4:30 they come. The pizzas I had ordered for lunch had become like rubber. So I said, listen, sorry, no more pizza for you guys. We ordered dal, sabzi and roti, which they...
Dhabe se,
because next door dhaba in east of Kailash.
Yeah.
They ate it with great gusto, enjoyed the khana.
Superb.
And we got chatting about cricket, and then he got to know about Uncle
Mr.
Nari, Nari Contractor, then he got to know about my madness and Hero Cup, and so everything was getting falling into place.
Yes.
Then he said, we are launching Wisden in India.
Right.
Would you like to handle it?
Superb.
I mean, it just was perfect timing.
Yeah, designed for you.
Designed, and that gave me a fantastic kickstart to Creatiges.
Yeah.
I would always say it's a big blessing. And Anthony, who was the MD of the Wisden India business in the UK,
right.
He and I became very good friends. Even now we are very good friends.
Superb.
So we did a lot of interesting stuff, and we did the Wisden Awards, and I met the most amazing people in my life thanks to that.
Great.
Of course, all the cricketers, past cricketers, Richie Beno, Clyve Lloyd, and each of them had a story to tell.
Yeah.
So I remember the Wisden Awards.
Right.
We had a launch press conference.
Okay.
Kapil Dev, Mr. Pataudi, Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger.
And Bedi Sahab.
Okay.
Our
Bhishan
Singh. And everybody was told to ask a question to the media, and if the media could answer it, they would be given a Timex watch as a prize. Okay. Timex was one of our sponsors.
Right.
So, Mr. Kapil Dev asked a question, and you know what his question was? That he holds a world record in Test cricket.
Right.
What is it? And a lot of guys were stumped, and they didn't know what it was. And he's the only cricketer in the whole world to have played more than 100 Test matches, never to be run out.
Yeah.
Never run out. Okay, amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
So some guy answered the question, and he was given the watch.
Okay.
Then came Pataudi's turn.
Okay.
So Pataudi asked a question. I have taken only one wicket in my life. who was it?
Okay.
And there was stunned silence. He has taken only 1 wicket. And from some corner in the group, one guy says, "Sir, it was Colin Cowdrey, leg before wicket at Chapok Stadium in Madras."
Superb.
And Pataudi was like zapped. He says, "My God, I mean, are you an encyclopedia? You are Wisden." And he called that guy and he gave him 2 watches.
Okay.
He said, "This is an amazing answer you've given," and he gave him a big hug and everything else. And that guy went back quietly. Now came Mr. Bedi's turn.
Okay.
So he said, "I have a very, very difficult question." Everybody was quiet. In 1975 World Cup, there was a match in which an Indian cricketer played the entire innings and he was 36 not out throughout that entire game.
Okay.
So everybody's hand went up. So, no. You think I'm going to ask you who that was? Everybody knows it was Sunil Gavaskar. The slowest innings in the world, etc., etc. But that is not my question.
Okay.
My question is, was I in the team or was I not?
Okay.
So I said, "Sir, you were in the team." He says, "Sorry, wrong answer." Anybody else can answer the question? That was Mr. Bedi, Bhishan Singh Bedi. And Kapil Dev could not resist, even hugged him. "Oh, सुधारो वाली बात कर दी यार, क्या ये सवाल किया? Oh, ये क्या सवाल कर दिया मैंने? Oh my God!" Then he realized what a faux pas he had made. But then that's the beauty of our business, You come across such interesting people, interesting stories, and every day is a learning experience. Like today.
Navroze, I think we are blessed. We are really blessed because we get to meet so many amazing people, the people who have been icons and
Yeah, I mean. And the best part is, it's about, celebrities across all walks of life.
Yeah.
Like I told you, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan was a youngster when I signed him on for Hero Puck.
Okay.
And he did that, that 2-in-1 ad.
Right.
Remember the 2-in-1 where he was the old man and the young guy?
Yeah.
He was just after Bazigar. He was a young kid. So Shah Rukh and I go back a long way. And Sushmita Sen, with her first break, by the way, was thanks to me when I got her to do a calendar for Hero Honda.
That was in Delhi.
In Delhi. But that's where sometimes you can see something as potential, but everybody can't.
Correct.
So when I went to Hero and we gave the pictures, they only chose her for the calendar. I was insistent, please don't do that. Try and give her the entire campaign.
Right.
No, for the calendar, it's fine. And in a few months, she became Miss India. And then in a few months more, she became Miss Universe. And then from a 10,000 rupee endorsement fee or her charges for a campaign, it went to 5 lakhs.
Yeah.
And Hero was saying, "Shit, I wish I'd done that." Hey, we all live and learn.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
I think we have to be humble and learn. I'm not saying I'm not arrogant. Of course I am sometimes. It happens sometimes, you react in a way you don't want to.
Correct.
Anyway. I'm not a saint, okay?
Yeah.
Neither are you, okay?
Yeah.
You may look like, Jesus Christ or something, but I don't even look like that.
I know, that's right.
I look like a devil, so it's okay.
It's
very easy to play that part. If you look like an angel and a goody boy, then
it doesn't work.
Too difficult to live up to that part.
Too sweet.
Yeah, too sweet. So it's nicer being a devil than the angel.
Correct.
But it's good fun.
Why Creatiges?
Good question.
Yeah.
So when I was planning to be on my own, I decided I will not set up another advertising agency.
Right.
Okay. Lintas, Thompson, CEO of Percept, before that CEO of Anthem and TBWA.
Yeah.
So I think, I'd been there, done that, and I did not want to get into that rat race all over again.
Right.
So while thinking of what I was going to actually promise my clients, the 2 words which kept coming to my mind was creativity and strategy.
Right.
But along the way, if it does not have synergy, and it does not have energy, it's dead.
Yeah, totally.
No matter how great the idea is, if it doesn't have legs, it can't run.
Yeah.
Right? So these 4 words, that's how the name Creatiges came up.
Right.
This is the only unique word in the world.
Yeah, Creatiges.
If you go and Google Creatiges, you'll only see stories about the company or about me or my staff or my projects or my clients.
Superb. Yeah.
When we began work, one of the early days, I bumped into somebody at the airport, like Pravs was saying.
Right.
And your old friends keep flying all the time.
Yes.
So this guy is a very dear friend, and he's become a great friend for the last 16 years of Creatiges also.
Okay.
One fine day I find him, he's the marketing head of ING Vaishya.
Okay.
ING Vaishya was one of the last insurance companies after HDFC Life and Prudential and all that's coming into India. And he said, you know, I've got no budget, but I want to promote it. And it was a big problem. People didn't even know how to say the brand name.
Yes.
Inga Vaishya, Inja Vaishya, Vaishya, this, that. No, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
What do they do? Insurance, no one had a clue. So I told him, okay, fine, I'll come back to you with some interesting ideas. And of course, the madness of cricket was there.
Correct.
So he went to Bangalore, I came back to Delhi. So when I saw his visiting card and I looked at it, I said, okay, let me give him a call.
Okay.
So I called him and I said, listen, your idea is staring you in the face every day. Every day.
You're not saying it.
You're not seeing it.
Yeah.
He says, what is the idea? I said, your idea is on your visiting card. It's my name and my company name. What's the big deal? I said, no, look at it carefully. So I gave him an idea and I said, this idea is worth 2.5 crores. He said, paisa nahi hai, paisa nahi hai. I said, it is worth 2.5 crores.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you only 25 or 30 lakhs of rupees. I said, huh?
ठीक है फिर.
No problems.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is, I'll do it.
Right.
And I told him that your logo is the lion. And on cricket in 2002, 2003 onwards, we did a campaign called the ING Vaishya Lion of the Day.
Superb, yeah.
Simple. Now the lion of the day can't be an idiot, no?
Correct.
Can't be a loser.
Yeah.
So it was either Sachin Tendulkar scoring a century, or Shoaib Akhtar taking 6 wickets, or Ricky Ponting taking a catch.
Correct.
Somebody good, somebody big, somebody successful.
Superb.
Lion of the day. You got all these guys as free models.
Mil gaya.
Because at the end of the day, on television, when the recap was being done, it came as a beautiful capsule. And now we have the ING Vaishya Lion of the Day. Suddenly, ING Vaishya began to get noticed.
Superb.
And Gautam Sharma, who was at that time the marketing head, he called me up, excited. He said, this is working brilliantly for us.
Great.
And we did that, the ING Vaishya Lion of the Day, for 5 to 6 years. And we kept tweaking it. So since then, Gautam Sharma, who's the current MD of Indonesian, the cup noodles guys.
Right.
Cup noodles, top ramen.
Right.
So we've been working closely.
Long association.
Yes, I know Gautam for the last almost 26 years.
Superb.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about relationships. It's all about, you know, managing them.
Yeah.
And I think most importantly, making sure, yes, we all have our fights, we all have our arguments, we all have, you know, it's all like a marriage.
Correct.
There are some good days, some bad days.
Yes.
But you have to also respect.
Right.
Mutual respect is very important.
Right. At the end of the day, you are, you know, solving a problem, you know, creatively and finding something which no other person has seen. That's the beauty about it.
So when he was in Wrigley, when he came from Thomas Cook to Wrigley as a CEO, this is in 2008, went to him. Again, Wrigley was a very small brand.
Right.
So again, cricket is a big driver, great engagement. How do we be a part of IPL without having to bust 30-40 crores?
Yeah.
So the idea was very simple. We made Wrigley's chewing gum, Orbit and Boomer, etc.
Right.
as the official chewing gum partner of each and every team.
Oh wow.
Of the Kings 11, CSK, Rajasthan Royals, Daredevils, Mumbai Indians, everybody.
Entire.
All 8 teams, RCB, everybody.
Right.
So for the outside world, we were the official chewing gum of the IPL.
Yeah. That's it. You got that booster.
No other brand.
Yeah.
No other brand in the country could use all the 8 logos except Wrigley's.
Oh wow.
No other brand could do it. Again, so I was, of course, told that some people in very powerful positions felt that, oh, they've done a wonderful, back entry into the IPL. But then so be it.
Smart.
Yeah, so we were smart, and Gautam and his whole team were delighted.
Right.
It was a 5-year relationship.
Yeah.
So from 2009 to 2013, and he always believes in that kind of partnerships.
Right.
And I must share this learning of working with a person like Gautam, that we both have this crazy belief that don't think of a quickie. Don't think of a short-term solution.
Never works.
It doesn't work, you know. And this is my advice to a lot of young people watching this program. Try and do things over a long period of time.
Right.
Don't just do a 1-year partnership or a 2-year partnership and think that there's going to be a magic wand, you know, and everything will be fine.
There's nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Yes, correct.
Remember, you are actually asking someone else to put his money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
And therefore, there's a certain amount of trust. And it's an idea. Finally, it's an idea. Correct. I'm not selling, you know, 40 mm of ceramic.
Correct.
Or double-coated paint. Or, you know, special teak wood, where I can see, touch, feel, and understand. I'm selling an idea.
Correct.
Intangible.
Yeah, intangible thing. Yes.
And I must, at this stage, tell you that many years ago, in the early 1990s, I was sitting one day and I was complaining to myself that I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to teach, I want to do photography, I want to travel. I want to be a good father, husband, boss, everything. So if you want to do it, then for God's sake, do it.
Do it.
Who's stopping you? The only person who's stopping you is yourself. So that moment of truth made me write a poem.
Okay.
And I realized that, listen, buddy, one fine day, the bell is going to ring.
Yes.
No one is here forever.
Ultimate truth.
No one is here forever. When that bell is going to ring, you can't say, if I had done this, if I had done that. Because
I wish.
If, there's a very old saying, if my auntie had, you know what? She'd be my uncle. Many things. So, stop saying if and but. Just to narrate the poem to you.
Right.
It says, can you hear sounds of drums beating a tattoo deep within the confines of your rib cage? Pumping fast is the heart, circulating a desire which courses through the veins. Choked within the gullet is a scream, trying to scorch its way out and be heard, as fingers itch and toes twitch to traverse an unknown land of talent.
Wow.
And then the last part. Can I or can't I? Can I or can't I achieve and get what isn't yet mine? Can I or can't I achieve and get what isn't yet mine? Or will I die just thinking why no one heard my cry?
Superb, superb. On this note, Navroze, I think we had a wonderful conversation and I'm so happy and thank you very much once again, Navroze.
It was a real pleasure. And cheers to
Cheers.
MadCoffee.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.